And you are live. I think so. Yeah, there you go.
And we are live.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world listening to our chat here in this channel. You're welcome, and I hope you enjoy what we have to share tonight. We have a very special guest. First, if you haven't met me before, my name is Miriam Cunha, and I'm speaking to you from Kelowna, BC, Canada. And Olinka, our very special guest, it's in Mexico. We were just comparing temperatures, and she is at 24 above,
24.
and we are here at 4, 4 degrees Celsius,
Jeez.
going down to zero. But
Going down to zero.
that's just the beginning of our winter. Winter is coming.
Beautiful winter.
So how are you doing tonight, Olinka?
I am very happy. I feel calm and very, very happy to be with you right now. And 20 degrees, it's a big difference. So you're always welcome. I know you're a warrior to bear any temperature, any challenge.
I
But
think we should invent this portals that the teletransportation portals for immediate
right,
transportation. I could just be there tomorrow.
without paying any plane ticket.
Yeah. No planes, no masks, no
No,
scans.
nothing. No,
All right.
that
So
would be awesome, right?
Olinka is a Reiki master, besides other wonderful things she does. And she's how would you say it? A martial arts kung fu master as well. And
Not a master
not a
of
master.
nothing. Of
Uh,
nothing.
but
Reiki master, but not of kung fu though. Not,
you know
but
that
really,
the real masters will always say that.
no.
I'm
But
not a
honestly,
master.
I am not. Honestly, I am not. But I can share whatever I know.
When you become a master, you actually are able to say, well, I the only thing I know is that I don't know anything.
We know nothing. I agree with that.
The more you know, the less you know.
Yes, we're so
So
ignorant.
let's share what we know.
Let's share the little that we know, because yeah, we're very ignorant. Yes.
Do you want to start by sharing with everyone who have you discovered that you are and your mission here in this planet?
I would like to begin this conversation that I am honored to be hosted by you because I always had a very important connection since the number one I met you in Kelowna, in Canada. You and all the strumming people that were there just playing and sharing their music, Alex and your son Ibrian, your husband Robert, right?
Yes.
And all the city park, all the energy, all the people that in Kelowna gathers somehow. We were talking the other day because of the Okanagan energy, maybe that makes it very holistic. So the Reiki energy is just another bridge that connected us, I believe, and still does, right?
And it still does.
And
Yes.
it still does to so many people, not just us, all over the world, believers or not believers or new believers, people that are curious about it. I was not a believer until I felt it
Yeah. So we met about I would say almost 10 years ago.
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it was a time that a lot of drumming outside was happening and a lot of dancing. And right now I see it that it was almost like an initiation of the energy in Kelowna. And like we were sharing before about the valley as being a holistic healing
Mm,
spiritual center, right?
mhm.
And you, and then you left, but you went through your own journey adventuring around the world. And you mentioned that you went to Tibet, I think,
I
or
went to Japan
to Japan.
just right after beautiful Kelowna because the government, the Mexican government with the Canadian government just asked all the Mexicans to leave Canada. So we had to leave Canada. There
Now
was no,
now they
but
want now they want everybody back.
I don't get it. That's good though.
It's good.
But I went to Japan instead of Mexico. I'm happy I did that. And the reason why it's because of the reason number one, taiko drumming. I was very curious about it. Still, not as 10 years ago, right? But still. And I went to study some martial arts, as you said. And instead of asking for Kung Fu or Wing Chun, which was a martial art that I was studying back in Kelowna, I wouldn't ask for that in Japan because that is a Chinese martial art.
Oh.
So I wouldn't go like, hey, you guys have Wing Chun that they do, but I would study something Japanese instead. So I found this beautiful, amazing teacher, Shigeyoshi Sensei and Mariko Sensei from Fukuoka, amazing teachers. And they taught um, Aiki Jiu-Jitsu and Daito Ryu. So it's a Japanese sword, which is very elegant and very beautiful. Very beautiful.
It's very
And
interesting because you were already a Reiki master when you went to Japan,
see, mhm,
and Reiki started in Japan.
in Japan.
So how was your encounter with that energy there in Japan?
That was very interesting. Thank you for bringing it out because it's a very interesting thing to know about Japan and Reiki. They don't accept it as much as I thought as they would do.
Hmm.
They're not that open about Reiki or Buto dance. They would say something like, "Oh, Reiki, voodoo." I'm like,
Oh.
"No, it's not voodoo. It's Reiki." And they're like, "Yeah, Reiki, Reiki, voodoo." So they don't really get it. There's a big difference among themselves.
I didn't know that. Huh?
But I
Interesting.
didn't know either. I thought that once I get to Tokyo, I'm going to meet a lot of people that loves Reiki, Japanese people. Nope. I didn't met not even one person. All the people that I gave Reiki to, they were just people from other countries.
And so they don't really accept it very well. I imagine they don't really know what it is.
They don't know about Reiki that really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the people that I met, which I was very surprised about it. And then about Buto dance, that was my second surprise. They were like, people that dance Buto, they're crazy, they lost it.
Oh,
But Buto dance comes from Japan.
wow.
So that was something, that the second surprise for me in Japan. It comes from Japan, but it's not really that accepted in Japan. It's
Wow.
more accepted in Canada, in US, in Hawaii.
And did you have to explain them in Japan what Reiki was, and why was it known all over the world? and
Nah,
coming from Japan.
no, I don't want to waste my time when people is not open to something. If they want to dance salsa, let's dance salsa. If they if they want to use a sword or go out for a dinner, let's go out for a dinner. I don't want to speak about something they're not ready yet for that.
That's very interesting to hear because I was writing something, preparing for a master class that I'm going to be part of for the metaphysical school this week. And I'm going to talk about the awakening to being a seeker. And I was just writing something about that because there is a stage when you become a seeker that you think you have to teach everybody what you know because you know it and it's so fascinating that you want everybody to know, and you
Yeah,
spend some time in life thinking that you have to and then you
no.
realize that you don't have to because it, you teach when the master shows when the disciple is ready.
Mhm. You don't want to waste your time, honestly.
Exactly.
I am willing to give all of whatever the other person is willing to take if the other person is ready. But if not, I'm not 20 years anymore to waste my time. I did that. I know how it feels, but I'm done with that.
So tonight, or on this video that is gonna get recorded and stay there on YouTube, people who tune in into this video, they're
Mhm.
ready. It's because they want to know what Reiki is, and how would you
Exacto.
explain what Reiki is?
Reiki is an energy that heals any vibration that it is created for a manner of healing anything, even humanity. It's it's a tool that you can use if you have the tool, the open tool to use it, the initiation in this case. We will talk about what is initiation. But Reiki, as we said in the last interview, like Carlos Castaneda mentioned in many books, that Juan Matus used to told to Carlos Castaneda in the teachings of Don Juan, or so many books that he wrote. He explained that the universe, it's like an onion, and it has many layers, and each layer has a different vibration, like each planet or each word or each thought or each anything
Or like a
has
radio?
like a radio, yes, like a frequency that has a vibration. So Reiki, let's say that the person is like the Reiki practitioner that has passed through initiation. We'll explain what that is. So this person, it's an open channel to that Reiki symbols that have certain different energies of healing in different manners. So when this radio or person has this frequency, it can gets captures the same frequency, therefore you become a channel to give it to somebody else, or to your water, to your food, to a pet, to the world, to whatever you want to give that healing Reiki energy. So I don't know if that was clearly explained about what Reiki is, or if
I really love your explanation of Reiki. Like
you
every one
help
of
me.
us has a different way of different words of explaining this, and because it is something, it is tangible in a way because we see the effects. but we don't really see with the physical eyes unless trained. You don't see the energy, right? So
You don't see it.
you are initiated and you can feel it, feel the energy, but you it's very hard to explain in words what it is. But you actually managed to explain it really well because
You
it's
helped me.
tuning in,
I appreciate.
tuning in into a frequency. Yeah.
I remember one day in Kelowna when we offer a Reiki course, Reiki level number 1. There was this girl, this woman, and Sunshine, one of my best friends of my life, Tracy Fox from Kelowna, which I love her mom, love her family. She organized the course and she brought all these people to the course. And she told me this. There's this girl that she said it's day number 2 of Reiki course. She feels nothing. She believes nothing of this. She thinks all this is bullshit. I'm like, just trust the Reiki. I didn't say trust me. I said trust the Reiki energy. Just wait and trust the Reiki energy. Okay, so we left. And we started the class and they had already the initiation. So she was already in tuned with all the Reiki symbols in her aura, in her DNA. She was totally skeptical about it. She just put her hands doing what she was told to do. And she started shaking, like her hands were like, and all her body was like shaking, and she couldn't control herself. And I could see her eyes. She was amazed and surprised of herself.
Olinka, Miss Valerie is online and she's saying Reiki is not bullshit.
No, it's
It
not.
and it's not, but that just some people think it is, and it is exactly because they are so used to believing on things they can see and touch, right? And Reiki is about energy, tuning into a frequency of energy that heals, and that it's intelligent enough to know exactly what we need, because that's what I was told when I got into Reiki, is that the energy is
Mm.
intelligent and we don't need to put any intentions into
Mhm,
that. Actually, we shouldn't put any intentions. We should just be the channel
mhm,
of
mhm,
that
mhm,
energy, and the
mhm.
energy will actually do something to heal the situation. And sometimes it's not something very obvious. Right.
Yeah, totally. Is the girl that she wrote to you, is that Valerie Swan?
I don't know. All I see is Miss Valerie.
Miss Val. Okay, thanks. Hey, Val. Okay, well, it, totally. It's just, I wouldn't never believe of any of energy or anything like that when I was younger, but I had to really feel it to make sure that I was not looking for that, honestly. It just happened. And I cannot deny something that I already have proven in myself,
Hmm.
especially when I have friends that they were like I was. They don't believe in God or energy or anything at all. It's totally skeptical, which I love them a lot. I was like that too when I was younger, which I understand them. And then they saw my big change from one side to another. And I would put acupuncture and then Reiki on top of the needles, for example. And after that session, they would become believers of the energy and the Reiki and the acupuncture, right? So just prove it. And you don't have to you if you don't want to, right? I mean, the,
For me, it came.
the suggestion.
I already believed on a lot of stuff in energy healing, but I didn't know anything about Reiki. I didn't know the existence of that technique. And I was on the beach in Rio, and we had some beers, and I had a headache because of the beer. And then a friend of mine came and put his hands here on my head, and
Mm-hmm.
the headache was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What? What did you do? I want to learn that." This is magic. It was like instant headache gone. And that's how that's how I got into Reiki, because everything that was that had effects like that, I wanted to know. So I got into Reiki.
I am laughing because I am imagining myself giving Reiki in a party to all the people that's drinking beer
Oh.
with headaches. I would do it. I would. But you put it on a test, so you felt it, and the Reiki just took the migraine just like that outside of your head, right?
Yeah.
So all the people that have tried Reiki, unless all the people that I know in Kelowna, they were curious about it, and now they really, really believe in Reiki. Some of them kind of forgot about it, kind of, kind of. And others are still really looking for the next level, number 3, to become Reiki masters. Like I have a few friends that I think it's a good moment to really, in 2021, when the borders will open again, go back to Kelowna and do a Reiki master course, to have Reiki master teachers.
Yeah, I think at the point we are right now of uncertainty of what's going to happen to the world and the borders and traveling and everything, we have to just keep planning as usual. So just plan to come back here and initiate masters.
Now that it
So,
is easier for Mexicans to go back to Canada.
so talking about initiating and masters, how would you define or describe the initiations and the levels? How is it from the beginning to becoming a master in Reiki?
Okay. This is only information for people that is open to it to begin with. So
Don't worry. People who are not willing to, they will just turn off and go to another channel.
they're looking at Maluma. Okay, so in the initiations, we have to know first that we have 7 chakras in our energetic body. Some people say that we have 9 chakras
Or even more, but the
or
main
more,
one, yeah.
right? But the main ones are 7.
Hmm.
So the aura that also Carlos Castaneda in his books, he learned from Juan Matus, his teacher. He also speaks about all the el campo energético, no? Our energetic field that we have, that every single live being has.
Everyone, yeah,
Because
everything, yeah.
because it's alive. Even a stone is
Even,
vibrating.
yeah.
It's alive. Even for our eyes, it's not moving. The stone, it's vibrating somehow. So the initiation, let's say that in a human being that has 7 or 9 chakras, we also have our top chakra, which is this one, the 7th. So the 7th chakra, the Reiki master, it is taught, trained to open your energetic field your aura, and introduce the symbols of Reiki depending the level. Level number 1, Chokurei.
And I
You
have
have
it
it
here
behind.
too. Yeah.
And as you can see, the same as yours,
Mm-hmm.
and this one too, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Mm-hmm.
chakras. As you can see, also yours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the first thing I saw when I saw your image.
Mm-hmm.
So the 7 chakras are here. And this is like a symbol that it means switch on.
And from the heart,
From the
starting from
heart.
the heart. Yeah, ends in the heart because it starts on top, right? And then goes like
Sí,
this.
exactamente.
Heart.
Right here in the center.
Mm-hmm.
From inside out. But it also, if you want to see it backwards, it also works.
Yes.
Because at the end, it's the same thing. We're fractals, right?
Yes.
So here, we're getting deeper here this time, right? Nice. So the chokurei, 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 chokurei.
So
We put it
Chokure is the name of the symbol and
of
the mantra of that symbol because uh, uh, sound has a vibration. So this sound vibration goes with the symbol,
see,
directing that energy.
see. So we imagine because the intention has power, as we know. So we imagine that symbol, the chokurei symbol, in our hand, on the hand, chokurei, and we repeat it 3 times. And you will feel it. You will feel warmth in your hands. You will feel a switch on of energy in your hands that no one can explain to you unless you experiment it, right? Because you had it, right? So, what, for example, in your case, what do you feel when you put chokurei on your hands? Like weight, warmth,
Warmth, yeah, you have a warm feeling.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the first symbol, the first one that we put in the person that is having the initiation. First symbol, level number 1. Depending the school, as we mentioned before, they would give or not the second symbol. To me, it is a part of the level number 1, which is Seiheki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There.
There it is.
Yeah.
So it's like a dinosaur. I don't know. I feel like a
I
dinosaur.
always
Te congelaste.
seen like a big laughing. If you're watching, okay, there we're back. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. You were saying something, laughing,
It
something
just
about that, right?
because how I see the symbol is like
Oh, you're right.
the side of the face and is laughing.
You're right. You're right. So Seiheki,
Sehiki.
that symbol is also for past lives as well. Even though some people wouldn't believe in reincarnation, it doesn't matter because scientifically speaking, you were something else before. Like, no, I don't mean about just energy. In materia, if we come from the Big Bang, we were all parts of dinosaurs, parts of caves, parts of plants, parts of water. We are a merge of everything. So reincarnation, from my perspective now, doesn't really mean from an Indostanic, from an Hindu perspective. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
More from a scientific perspective. We are reincarnation, totally yes. We come from a big bang, we all come from the same materia. We are reincarnation, yes. Without, even though if we believe in Shiva Shakti or whatever or not, we are just recycling forever and ever.
For me, in terms of explaining reincarnation, I just think it doesn't make sense that we would just have this one life and then it ends and that's it. So I see that the universe, everything has a purpose. And like there is randomness, but there is randomness in a paradox with a purpose. So I don't think it makes sense for us as
Mm,
souls to be here for one life and that's it.
that would be a little bit hollow, a little bit superficial. My grandpa used to believe that for a lot of years until he had a few um,
Memories?
mushrooms.
Oh, then he went like, wow.
Yeah, he saw God. Sometimes
Yeah,
people need some help, you know.
yeah, yeah. And medicine plants can help.
A lot.
I don't think we necessarily have to, but it's
I
very
agree.
individual, very individual.
I agree, but that really opens a lot of people. So going back to Reiki, this is another symbol that you have also on the background.
Mm-hmm.
Honsha
That's all.
Sessionen.
I'm inverted. Ah, there you go.
Beautiful.
There.
It is beautiful. So when the Reiki symbols, this is the level number 2. Sometimes people they message me from Japan or other countries and they say, I'm passing through this. Would you give me Reiki? Yes. So these are the symbols that I use for distance. Honsha Sessionen, Seiheki. Just in case if it's a past life karma, or if it's a person that is far away, I will use the Honsha Sessionen. Just to, that symbol is for that, for distance of it in the world, right?
It's like a key that opens distance healing so you
Uh-huh.
can connect with somebody or something that is not present and
Mm-hmm.
send Reiki.
Mm-hmm. Even though there's a rule of ethic that Reiki says that if someone doesn't ask for Reiki, you shouldn't give it.
Hmm. Yes.
If, or I totally agree, but if you know, this is my perspective. If I know, if I already know that that person it's open to Reiki and all this energetic stuff, I will I will do it anyways. Make sense? Even though the person doesn't have the communication to ask for it, because I already know that that person it's open and willing to receive the Reiki, the Reiki energy. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
wait.
how I was explained is that what happened is when Master Uzui received that, he went through that phase. Oh, I know this, and I want to teach it to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started sharing it with his village, and not everybody was ready. So some deep changes started happening on people's lives because of Reiki. and people didn't like the changes, so they were going back to him and complaining to him about what was happening. That's when he
Mm,
decided that in order to have uh, the consent from someone to receive Reiki, they needed to give something in exchange, either money payment or a gift, something in exchange that would be sealing the consent of receiving that energy that would change something deeply in their lives.
people need to appreciate, because when you get it, when we know that when we give stuff for free, people don't appreciate. It is not a rule, but it happens a lot.
I agree. I agree.
It happens a lot. And something else, when we don't ask for an exchange, is because the practitioner doesn't have good self-esteem, honestly, because I've been there and I know the feeling. When you are already appreciating what you are doing and all your experience, then you will ask for an exchange without feeling bad about it, like I used to feel about it years ago, right?
And that happens in other situations, other levels. Like we all have spiritual guides that help us on this experience here, and they don't interfere unless you ask them. they
Mm,
they observe, but they usually don't interfere on your journey unless you're like, please help me.
I met a few, yes. Yeah, I appreciate those teachers too, pretty much. But um, I think that still we have to become wise enough to really find our true self. In our certain stages of life, we might need guidance, right? But our real true guidance, our real true guru is in our heart. It is not following nobody, but everyone, but no one.
That is the ultimate goal, and that's why the guides don't interfere. The real spiritual
See.
guides don't interfere, because we are here to learn by ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
to get to
Mm-hmm.
know our own power.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like little
Mm-hmm.
children, and if you're teaching a toddler to walk, and if you keep holding the child forever, the child will never learn to walk. So you got to let the child fall.
Yep. That's it. That is a must.
Mhm.
And I think that we are all students, or that's how I see it, on at least myself or us, right? And we're all teachers when we have the eye to learn from the others. So we're not real, like, there's not a guru, or we're not Jesus, right? I mean, there are levels, and we have to have the eye. We're not Hermes Trismegisto or Samael Sabaoth, Cristo. Oh, there are levels, right? We're Reiki masters, we heal, but we always give the honor to the highest levels of the real masters, and us that we are trying to live day by day, right? And share the little that we know.
I totally agree with you.
Ego sometimes thinks that we know a lot of things, but we don't really, we know a lot of things when we gather and we join, but as an individual, we don't know that much.
That's another thing we're here to learn. It's to master our ego And it's not about destroying the ego, but it's about not letting the ego control,
Mm-hmm.
because the ego has a function. It's a self protection function, but it's not to control everything.
Yes, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. And just letting the true self be. If you're here to to have your channel and share and do your drums and dance and do it. If you're here to play guitar and make music and dance, do it. But don't, you can do something else just for a while to have some cash, but don't get lost in the labyrinth of the rat race, right? Always remember who you are. Remember, don't sell yourself. We're real warriors. We're not for sale. We are not, not, we are not for sale.
I love that. I love that.
Sí, yo también, por favor.
Rainbow warriors, and they can take away all these freedoms that they're trying to take right now away.
Totally.
Lock us down and everything, but we can turn around all this that into an opportunity to more time to actually know ourselves and gather our power, because one thing they cannot take away from us, it's our soul.
Totally agree. They can try to whatever they, I don't care, honestly. I never cared. I will always remain a child, even though I'm 43 years, this body is 43 years old, whatever that means. I will always remain a child, always. I don't believe the words, politicians, whatever. I just want to keep playing. I just want to keep using my hands with painting, with massage, with oils, keep writing, keep playing music, keep dancing, because you know what? We're going to die anyways, right? And I'm not after money like most of the people are, or a big house or a big car. I don't really care about those things. I had them when I was a child. I understood that happiness does not come from that. And we just have to really be honest with ourselves. If you sell yourself, you will suffer.
That is very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you for
We,
sharing that.
my honor, my pleasure. It's a reminder also for myself.
I totally know the feeling, because many times I'm sharing something and I have to listen again because I don't know exactly what I said. So I'm saying that to myself too.
I am saying this because I want to repeat that to myself as well.
Like you said, we're all here learning and teaching at the same time.
See, agreed. Totally agreed. So the next um, Reiki symbol, no tradicional, no traditional, is the Daikomyo. Level number 2 as well. So when somebody has like physical pains, and some people come and they say, you know what, I went already to a physician and the analysis and everything says that I am in perfect conditions, but I am in pain. Then I would use that symbol, Daikomyo, no tradicional, and this one, Daikomyo, tradicional. If the person is in emotional pain, let's say that they pass through divorce or they're suffering somehow, someone died or I don't know, something. they're in quarantine and they cannot handle themselves by themselves or whatever, then I will use this one,
Raku.
Raku.
Hmm.
This is the Reiki master symbol. This is the symbol that we also use as Reiki masters in each initiation.
I received Daikomyo Raku and the other third one, both all of them at the mastery at the third level.
Third.
Yeah,
So you're Reiki master as well, right? Third
yeah,
level.
yeah.
And this one, tetragrammaton, is the one that um, I received in Reiki Crístico.
Hmm.
So this symbol is my favorite symbol. I even have a big tattoo on my back of this symbol. I don't know, there's something about this symbol. I didn't draw the symbols that the tetragrammaton has inside, but I'm pretty sure that you've seen it many, many times.
Yes, yes. It's part of
It's
sacred geometry. I
correct.
learned how to use the symbol with ritual magic practices. So you can actually use it pointing down or pointing up, and it has two different
Mm-hmm.
things. When you want to bring some anchor something on the earth, you'll be pointing
Mm-hmm.
it down, and if you want to connect with the cosmos, you have the point up.
Pointed up. Mm-hmm.
So when you say traditional Reiki and not traditional, and the Christian Reiki, so after Mikhail Zui started with spreading the news about Reiki, there were different currents that started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how many? 'Cause I have
No,
no idea. I just I got stuck, not stuck, but I just stayed with the traditional Reiki that I learned, and I never went into other
I don't
other
know
currents.
how many are, but I took the Christian first the Reiki Usui
Hmm.
and then the Reiki symbols. The Christian Reiki symbols, which is a tetragrammaton. And let me draw the other one. I'm pretty sure you know that one. It's La Cruz Pentecostés, which is this one. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I do it a lot. When I do massage, I do it a lot. It's this one.
Hmm.
La Cruz Pentecostés.
Which resembles the Ankh symbol from the Egyptians,
Correcto.
which is the key of life and death.
Correcto. Yes. So it is a lot of those symbols. To me, they're just the breakthrough, especially the Raku, especially that one, and especially the Tetragrammaton. That's when people really are really surprised of what they're feeling, and they were skeptical, but now they felt a lot, and they don't know where to put that information, but they left better how they arrived. And to me, that's all that matters. They left better? Yes. Okay, Reiki works. Period. Yeah, simple.
Yeah, and then if the person accepts that becoming better, it's awesome too. I had an experience in Brazil when I just got my Reiki initiation, that woman asked me to give a Reiki session to her son. Her son had just had a car accident, and he was studying medicine at the time, so he was very scientific minded, left side of the brain, didn't believe on anything, and he was paralyzed. But his mother was the one who asked for Reiki because she was like looking for anything that could help him. And I went to give him some Reiki sessions, and he started having involuntary leg movements
Mm-hmm.
after a few sessions. And for him, that didn't work in his mind. He was like, no, this is not possible. I don't want it anymore. This is not possible. I can't cope
Mm.
with believing this is happening. I can't believe energy will
Mm.
do that.
I can't
So
cope.
yeah, I can't cope with it. And he didn't want it anymore. So he could have continued and maybe even walked again, but he decided that he didn't want it. So it is a very individual decision.
It is, and I really respect it because it's like if someone comes to, I don't know, try to bring me a new I religion or
Anything
like
like even
there's
even for a cards reading, tarot reading. If,
how's that in Canada? Is people are people open in Canada for
depends where
card
you are.
lectures?
Depends where you are because when I arrived in Canada, I lived in Winnipeg first, and for 7 years, and
Mhm.
I didn't do much on that area because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel
Mhm.
there were people open to that.
Mhm.
But when I moved to BC, it was a totally different thing. In British Columbia, there are more holistic practitioners and there are more esoteric people, open-minded artists, and I think they all look for the better weather here, the beauty of BC too. I don't know, that's my opinion, but
Mhm.
here in
Mhm.
BC, I was able to bring back all of these things I've learned in Brazil before.
Mhm. Kelowna, and I heard that also Nelson.
Nelson, yes, it is
It's
a very interesting place.
I don't I've never been there, but I just heard that Nelson it's also another holistic place. Would be great to teach also Reiki. Honestly, I think it is a good time to to do a Reiki masters generation. So Reiki spreads all over. Um, it is time. It's already past almost 10 years already.
So let's
So
do a
10
like
years.
a little summary of what Reiki is and how do we get to be initiated, the different levels, and maybe to after that we can wrap up the evening by sending some Reiki to whoever is open to receiving Reiki right now.
Okay, that would be
Okay.
awesome. So what should we do first then?
You can try to
Summarize?
summarize, yeah.
Okay, let's summarize. The Reiki levels, as you mentioned, it's the Chokurei, the Seiheki, Honsha Sashonen, traditional, not traditional, Daikomyo, Raku, and Tetragrammaton. The Reiki energy heals everyone that it's open to be healed, just obviously. And that applies to pretty much everything, not just Reiki. If you believe that a pill will heal you, that pill will heal you. If
I
you believe that it
totally
will
agree
not,
with that.
then the pill will not heal you. So that applies to everything.
I just brought a rock I found in the river, and if I put the power of belief on this rock, it will be embedded with that vibration energy, and it
Mhm,
will work.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Something else. If you enter to a place that it has heavy energy or yeah, kind of bad heavy energy, you can give Reiki symbols to the place, to the
Uh,
space,
Absolutely, you
and
can
that
clear.
will you can clear the space. If you feel like that yourself, do it to yourself. If you like I told you the other day, what I do in Mexico, I send Reiki symbols even though they have no idea I'm doing it, to the drivers of, to the bus drivers, because they drive really bad. Um, to the water, to the food, to the animals, to the plants, and to the planet, to the people. If you feel that someone needs Reiki, it would be good if you ask first. But if it's not possible, still do it. It doesn't harm anyone. Reiki energy never does any harm.
It doesn't have side effects like the traditional medicine.
Yeah, it's not Rohypnol or Tafil or Vicodin or whatever.
Doesn't have a black target.
It doesn't have any. Yeah, you're not gonna get addicted or.
Maybe because if you really like to feel good with no side effects, you can get addicted to
You'll
feel
get
good.
addicted to it. Totally. Um, what else? You can give Reiki to pretty much, if you become a Reiki master, you can give Reiki to yourself. If you become a Reiki master, you can give Reiki to anyone. That is the advantage of becoming a Reiki master. The
Oh,
first levels are to
no, even if you receive first and second levels, you can give it to yourself,
you
right?
can
But as a master, you can initiate others.
you can initiate others. Yes, yes, yes. If you know number one or number two, you can give it to yourself, to the plants, to the food, to the animals, to somebody else. Teaching it will be like thinking about the future because we're not gonna be here forever, and the world needs more healers, especially now that I haven't seen that many Reiki practitioners lately. I haven't.
Mhm.
I haven't really. I don't know what happened. Have
Uh,
you? I haven't really.
no, and I have an opinion about that. I think uh, how long ago was it? Like 2 decades ago that I got Reiki.
Mhm.
More than that, like 25 years ago, I got
Mhm.
Reiki. I was initiated into Reiki, and it became a fashion.
Mhm.
And lots of people did that because they thought it was an easy way to make money
Mhm.
as a practitioner. So, not all of the people who got initiated into that were truly seeking
Mm.
for becoming a better being and evolving. So I think now we get probably the reminiscence that still practice that because they
Mhm.
understand that it's a healing technique. That's my opinion.
That I agree with that. I was thinking about that today in the morning when I woke up. I was thinking that all the people that we are loving what we do, we still do what we do. Because it is not a trend, it's not trendy. This is our life. This is what we do. This is what we do. And there are some people like us, like you and me, that we do many, many other things, but we do
Hmm.
this since quite more than 20 years ago, more than that
Hmm.
ago. And people that were not very into that, they're not into that at all anymore. And I totally get it. But I have a feeling that all the people that I can think of that were initiated in Kelowna, all of them, they were truly, except one person, they were truly into Reiki, honestly, from their heart.
That's good to hear, and
And
that is why Reiki masters to initiate you as a Reiki master used to, or still, I don't know, charge a lot of money, because it used to be like $2,000 to initiate somebody as a Reiki master,
or $10,000.
or $10,000. So the reason why is because it's to test your big commitment to
Hmm.
becoming a master, right? And
Yeah.
also to make money. Depend.
When I became a Reiki master, I was the only student. That teacher, he came just for me. I was the only student
I was the only one too.
too.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he charged pretty well as well. But I didn't think of that because I had the money. So
You wanted it, and that's
I
it.
am willing to, I'm not gonna buy high heels or big tits, but I'm gonna buy a course and I'm gonna buy a Reiki course and I'm gonna buy all these journeys and all these ceremonies. I will pay for them. Yes, I will. Yes, yes. For
Yeah,
that,
that's also,
yes,
yeah,
I will.
every one of us puts their money into what is more of a priority in our lives, right? And
Yeah.
and I think when we have a deep commitment to our own evolution and becoming better beings on this planet, we have no problem on
At
and
all.
on spending that money. But we also understand money as a different thing, because money is an energy that needs
Mm-hmm.
to move.
Mm-hmm.
It is not to be stuck. So money, it's something that needs to move, and the more you move it, the more it flows too.
The more it flows.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think that Reiki energy, it's coming back, especially because we are bringing it back while talking about it. Some people get interested about it again. These type of interviews really help a lot too. So thank you very much for really using your life and your time for this type of subjects that really help the people. They really does, right?
Well, thank you for your time too, and for willing to share this, because yeah, it's a both of us here and all the other people that have come through. And
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you that I have been, because I've been on this path of different things, like you were saying, we both have done different things for many years, but I didn't have the courage to go so public as I am right now, because uh, it wasn't time. I just didn't feel, because there are lots of energy that goes with
Mm-hmm.
this, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into that right now. But you have to be strong
I
and
understand.
ready, and knowing that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about
I
what you're
understand.
sharing.
Yeah, just do your thing
Hmm.
as we do, and yeah, don't mind about that. Just keep going. I learned this from my grandmother, very strong woman, very Russian. Just keep going straight, and people that has to be there will be there. And honestly, we're all the same gang than before. Is you, is your son, is Alex Brockton, is Lauren Sahara, is your husband Robert, is Ibrian's wife, which I don't know her name. What's her name?
Adriana.
Adriana. It's all the drumming is Stephen Sipes and the pyramid and the drums. It's Bobby Angany. It's Tracy Fox. I want to say those names because they really made my life in Kelowna. I treasure them in my heart. Alan Chartrand, that I think he's gonna come. Deborah Pender, that she took me to Canada. Then I had to leave and go to with Linda Russell and Total Eclipse. They have a spa there. I don't know. They had it. They sell it or they sold it or something. Kelly Lim, which she is right now in recovery, and I know that she's a very strong woman. She's also a teacher. She teaches yoga, and she's my teacher too. She is an amazing, incredible woman. Donald Forbes and all the all the people from the Reiki course. I think that it is a big, amazing community that it will be good if we gather again, just to remember, to remind ourselves why are we here for, especially in the quarantine, that sometimes we might, I don't know, get lost in the labyrinth. We shouldn't. We have our clear heads to keep going forward, healing ourselves,
Thank
sharing
you.
these conversations.
Thank you for the reminder. Because yeah, when I think one thing we have to do is turn off the news and the TV because sometimes it's like last night I went to read a couple of news and I was like, oh no, I got my vibration just got upset.
Mhm,
And I was like, oh, okay, I gotta get out of this now and focus on what we're here to do, which is shift this energy, shift the timeline for a positive timeline. So I really appreciate you coming here and sharing your knowledge and your energy
thank
with
you,
all
Miriam.
of us here, anywhere you are. And let's do a little short
Mm,
Reiki session. So whoever is watching this, even if you're watching after, energy doesn't follow a
mhm,
flat timeline because that actually is an illusion. Time is not a straight line. It's a spiral. It's fractal, and it's
mhm,
happening all at the same time. So even if you tune into this video later and not live, you still tune into this energy we're going to send.
mhm,
And there are no intentions, just channeling the energy of Reiki to do its work for you and for the world.
mhm. To all the politicians, to all the people that believes or not in the Reiki, it flows anyways. It will reach, obviously, to the more open people. Because we have to be ready for what's gonna come. Mhm,
Very powerful.
mhm,
Wow. I don't have too many words right now. I think we have to let this energy sink in. And yes, you are absolutely right. We have to be ready. We're preparing for
mm,
more rides to come.
mhm. Whatever it happens, whoever stays as president in whichever country or countries, whatever it happens, it's impossible to keep everyone happy with all the things and decisions that happens in the world. But you can choose to follow your Tao, your path, your own Dharma. And if you do that, it doesn't matter what the other people do.
I totally agree with that because uh, you can see that on any time of history of this planet, in different places, you have different people experiencing different things all the time,
Mhm,
and it's all related to the path each individual has chosen,
mhm,
the reality each individual has chosen to experience. So
mhm,
although there might be some very chaotic experiences that are going to happen, that are happening already, but might
mhm,
increase because we're in the middle of a storm energy. And if we understand how the energy works, we can tune into our hearts and be in the center of the storm, where the eye of the storm is calm. So everything is happening around, but you are centered in peace and creating your dharma, like you said. I love the word dharma
Me too.
instead of karma.
Me too. I love Dharma. I love the Dharma. And when I become the storm, I make sure that I'm going to make a big storm. When I become the Dharma in the center of the peace, it's just silence. So, whatever we choose to do is with wisdom, knowing why we are doing it, right? And so be it.
All right. So I would like to thank you, Olinka, for being here
Thank
again.
you. Thank you,
We'll
Miriam.
connect again, and
We
thank you
will.
everybody who was watching live and who tunes in later to watch,
Mhm,
connecting with this beautiful energy. We are all creators of this energy together, and
mhm.
from our heart to your heart in this exchange. Let's see if there. I'm gonna see because there are some people watching live. I'm just gonna give them a minute to see if there is any questions.
Okay.
Anybody has a question, you can type it now. Otherwise, we'll leave it for the next time. There is always a delay on when we are talking and when it goes live, so that's why I'm giving a minute. But
Mhm.
I think the energy that we shared of Reiki was very intense, and everybody is now like just sinking in this energy. So
The energy of Reiki, I think
again,
that right now it needs again to reactivate all the, it would be awesome to call all the Reiki practitioners to remember that they are Reiki practitioners. Just a reminder to remind everyone.
well, just gave me an idea. I
Um,
think we should do a live with more Reiki practitioners just for meditation, just sending Reiki
mhm.
live. I'm gonna organize that.
Just Reiki practitioners, because some Reiki practitioners that I know, they kind of forgot that they're Reiki
Hmm.
practitioners. Even or other people that they are real good artists, like my twin brother, he forgot that he's a great poet and a great photographer. He just forgot it. So I see a lot of people, they're forgetting their real essence. I don't know why. So I think we
Because
have to
we
go
get
back.
lo- we got la- we get lost to find ourselves again.
We do, and we do it for money, and it's
Mm.
never enough. So I think that we have to learn to sell what we love to do. For example, I just made a living from massage, acupuncture, all the Reiki, the classes, the Kung Fu, that's where I get my money from. I am not going to do anything else because I don't feel it in my heart. And because people appreciate, they pay for it. So I am not gonna sell something that doesn't have to do anything to do with me. I don't feel it honest and I don't want to do it. So I think it's just going back again to our real essence
And freedom.
and freedom. Obviously, it is easier for someone that doesn't have children. I totally get it, right? But somehow we have to really become really, really smart to become to have a balanced life and not dying, trying and dying, living a life. I never wanted to live it anyways, just because I got pregnant. Really? What is the teaching I am giving to my children, right? That you have to sell yourself for money to survive? Dude, then come to Mexico. Or I don't
I'm
know.
going. I'm going.
Please.
All right, Olinka. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And
Thank
we're
you
going
very much.
to turn off this and end the stream, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Gracias por todo. Thank you
And
so much.
to contact Olinka, her links are down below. And yes,
Gracias.
see you the next time.
Thank you.